This is a little variant on the Tai Chi twist, which is just, it's a little bigger. And it's kind of invoking the area around the body, the space, the energy around the body, as well as the energy in the body. And then the lower body is pretty much doing the same thing, shifting the weight, turning, dropping. But this has a different feel to it. And it's much more expansive. So in this, the hand is, as it goes up, it's facing the body, and then it flips, and then it's facing around the body. So you've been doing this with me long enough to know that we're not just seeing the body as this object, that it's a part of the space around it. It's a process. It's fluid, and it's particularly fluid when it's moving. So by doing this movement, we're also invoking this space, and this is all around the body, up and down, front and back, side to side. So it's the same, like I say, from the waist down, it's the same. Only in this one, it's a little more, I guess, a little more developed. So because we're actually we're bringing in the hands and arms rather than just letting them ride along with the torso. And so this is, like tree at spring, this is invoking the whole thing. So we're pointing down to the earth, we're pointing up into the sky, and then we're turning the palms out all around. So acknowledging and connecting with the environment. And then this, you can reduce these movements until it just becomes the lower dantian and the middle dantian. So you might try that as a warm-up sometime, particularly if the Tai Chi twist is just seeming sort of rote. So welcome everyone to Breathing Earth Qigong. And I was looking on my YouTube channel, and I don't know what this means, but there are a few dozen subscribers to that, whatever that is. So there must be people actually watching this on YouTube as well. So welcome to you too, whoever you may be, wherever you may be. So today we're going to work a little bit with something we haven't really done before. And a lot of Qigong practice with certain teachers, certain lineages involves sound. It's not something I've had a lot of practice with myself, but I've had a little. And we're going to be doing a very simple, just sort of toning in our sitting meditation. I'm just sort of letting you know that's going to happen. And I think, if you just leave yourself muted, and then you can, if you don't want to listen to me doing it, you can turn your volume down or just leave it, whatever. But we're going to be going into that. And there's a few things to understand that, coming from the Dharma, the Buddhist teachings on self and not self. And one way to succinctly say this is the mind produces or creates, and the heart receives, and the body releases. Okay, so consciousness has two aspects in the Dharma. It has the producing aspect where we actually produce experience through thought, word, and deed, and then we consume experience. Often the same experience that we're producing, we're consuming, right? So if just in terms of emotions, if I get very angry, I'm producing thoughts and sensations, feelings of anger, and at the same time I'm producing it, I'm receiving it. My heart is receiving it, or my body is receiving that information and storing it. And so if you look at it from this point of view, Qigong has to do with focusing in on those energies that have been modulated by the mind, or produced by the mind, changed by the mind, and stored in the body, and releasing them. Okay, being able to release them. So it's the body that releases. You know, we can think through things, and that's fine, but ultimately, the insight that we have, or the release that we get, is through the body and through releasing energy in the body. Okay, so this is just basic Qigong theory. And so when we're doing something like this, what we were doing at the beginning here, we're releasing. We're relaxing and we're releasing, and that's what we're doing. We're not just doing these empty movements, we're actually releasing stuck energy in the body, whether that's thought, or whether it's emotional, or whether it's physical, whatever it may be. We're actually literally releasing that. Okay, and according to the Buddha, the seventh of the seven factors of awakening is equanimity, or letting go, or releasing. So where we're releasing attachment. Okay, and so in Qigong, we're using the body to actually release, right in this moment, anything that is not flowing in it. Okay, and we'll be using sound to work with that today. So that's where we're going today, and let's go ahead and begin with standing. And we're actually releasing with every out breath, aren't we? And particularly if it's a conscious breath. And the out breath is triggering a letting go response in the body. It's triggering a dropping down, a relaxing, a softening. And as we stand and perhaps elongate the out breath a little bit or a lot, we're releasing tension, stress. We don't even know everything we're releasing. What Ken Cohen teaches is we're releasing it down into the earth as compost. And we want to do this because as we're moving moment to moment through our daily lives, we're accumulating. We're accumulating thoughts, feelings, physical sensations of all kinds, emotions. We're accumulating all of this stuff, information, all this stuff, and It's going into the body. And then as we consciously meditate and breathe out, we're releasing it. Now, simultaneously with that release, we're expanding the body. So we're taking in with the in breath. We're letting go of the out breath. And in the letting go of any of this stuck, heavy stuff, the body has a sense of, we just have a sense that the body expands, becomes more porous. Okay, let's go ahead and bow to the 7 directions, acknowledging the space around the body. So we'll begin facing north. Bow to the north. To the east. To the south. To the west. Back to the front and above. Below. And within. All right, and then starting with the head and neck. So this is helping us to release, to relax, to let go. Releasing stiffness and tension where we carry it. The neck, the shoulders, chest, the back. And as we do this, we can accentuate the out breath. We can breathe through our mouth if we want to. Breathe out through the mouth. In Qigong, it's always considered bad form to breathe in through the mouth. But if we're really releasing, then we can breathe out through the mouth. And sometimes there will be sound associated with that. Coordinate this with your breathing. We can move the hands down, also open the belly. And do this at your own pace. Anywhere the center line in the torso. Now this is kind of an abbreviated version of opening the 7 gates. We're intentionally expanding the body, expanding the breath. Okay, and then moving down to the hips, rocking the hips. How are your hips today? How are they right now? Are they pretty loose? Have you been sitting a lot? Is there maybe some little bit of pain? How are those joints right now? Okay, and then circling. If you want, you can put a lot of body English into this. Okay, let's go ahead and do a couple of back washes and open up the spine. And then tree and spring. And let's just do one more backwash. Keep your jaw loose. You can turn from side to side if you want to. You can go down into a squat if you want to. Okay, now let's stand again in the standing one or standing mountain. And just let's just scan the body and notice, are you standing? Does it feel a little different now than it did at the beginning? I mean, is the body a little warmer? Can you feel your hands more? Maybe the bottoms of your feet. Do you feel like you're a little more vertical? Now the heart rate is increased, hasn't it? And the breath. So as we stand, we can let the heart slow down a little and let the breath get a little slower. And check, is there a little tension in the shoulders maybe, or neck? We want to be very, very comfortable and very soft. At the same time, we're upright. And the body at this moment is radiating heat from the core. It's radiating electromagnetic energy. It's even at a very, very tiny level. It's even emitting light. Cells actually emit photons. Okay. Okay, very good. So let's put some attention, since we're going to be using the voice a little bit. Let's put some attention on the abdomen here, and let's go into boat rowing in the stream of air. And so we're just going to sit down. We're going to bend the waist, and then as we straighten up, the hands go behind a little bit. This compressing of the belly will shoot out the air. You may want to have your mouth open for the out breath. And now let's extend our senses as we straighten up. Let's extend our attention above the top of the head and way up. And at the same time, way down. So we're extending beyond the physical body and reinforcing that vertical beam, that vertical axis, vertical beam of light. And so at the end of this in-breath movement, we're touching heaven, touching earth. And then we compress. So this is the part of Qigong that's actually working with the energy in and outside the body. And so this is a subtle balancing of the yin earth energy and the yang sky energy. We're touching with our extended awareness, we're touching the sky, touching into the earth, then we're bringing those together in the belly. So we're straightening up, and we're straightening up way beyond the body. And see if you can feel or align that right down the middle of the body. So this is one of the moves where it's actually acting kind of as a bellows, and it's pumping the breath. So when we're standing, the crown of the head is directly above the perineum. And the head is way up in the clouds beyond. And the feet are way down into the earth. One of the translations in one of the sutras of the Buddha is that we have available to us a 16-foot body. 16-foot body. This is the breath body, or the awakened body. And we're invited to trade in our 5 or 6 feet for the 16-foot body. So I think it's much bigger than that, but we'll go for 16. That's pretty good. Okay, just do a couple more. And now standing, let's just sort of check in. Now we've been moving, so we may have generated some tension. And if you want to check it, check your shoulders maybe, check where you might have a little tension. The heart rate is up. So, and the point of relaxing is so the energy can flow more freely. So relaxing in and of itself is a good thing. But if we can relax and be upright at the same time, we can relax and allow more energy to flow through this system. And it's being relaxed that enables that to happen at a deeper level. So it's not that we're trying to go through life as a limp dish rag. It's that by relaxing, moment to moment, or, during our practice or during the day, whenever we can, by relaxing, we're enabling us to release and to stimulate the flow of more life force energy. All right, so since we did front and back, let's do one side to side. So you remember this one, we're lifting the shoulders and turning. This is turning the body to look at the moon. Just gradually increase. And then you turn, you twist a little bit. Now in a lot of Eastern poetry and writings, the moon is a symbol of awakening. So we're turning the body to look at the moon. Okay, let's reduce the movements little by little. Okay, here we're lifting the shoulders a little. You know, this always reminds me of, you know, those toys they used to have, kind of physics toys where there would be a beam and maybe like 8 balls hanging from it with strings. And you pick up one on this side and let it go, and one would go this way. If you pick up 2, then 2 would go this way. You know what I'm saying? And so this is the same thing with that particular movement. Is that there's an equilibrium left and right. So we've done up and down. We've done front and back with boat rowing, and now we've done left and right. So, and we've done standing. And so now let's go ahead and go into sitting. Now, you could do this at standing if you like. That's perfectly fine. So we might want to be aware of the 2 aspects of consciousness that we're producing and we're consuming. This is how we move through life. Even if we're not producing, if something happens to us, we're perceiving it, we're interpreting it. So if we're walking outside and suddenly a storm comes up and we're getting rained on, we didn't produce that, but we're producing our attitude about that. Oh, isn't this pleasant? Oh, this is terrible. That's what we're producing, is our perception. And we're consuming it. The body, the heart is taking all that in and saying, oh, I'm so stupid, I shouldn't have done it. Or, wow, this is really great. So that's how we produce and consume moment to moment. And so with this meditation, we will have the intention to produce sound and also to consume it. In other words, to feel it. So it's checking in with the posture. And we can make a decision about the eyes when we're doing meditation. So the eyes can be completely closed, or they can be slightly open. Some say that if the eyes are just slightly open, there's but what we produce by having the eyes slightly open is a felt sense that we're here. We're not lost somewhere off in space or in imagination, that we're here. And then the heart is consuming that and saying, oh, okay, I'm safe here. I know where I am. I'm here. It's okay. Or, you know, the eyes can be closed. That's fine. There's nothing wrong with that. But we want to keep in mind very much the felt sense of the body if our eyes are closed. And then the eyes can either be still or they can be allowed to move. And this is subtle but significant. So if we're going to sit, we're going to do the microcosmic orbit, for instance, which we've done many times, we'll use the eyes. We'll look down inwardly, we'll look down, and then we'll look up the inside of the spine, and we'll look up the inside of the head. We'll look out the top of the head. We'll look the inside front of the body, and then we're moving the eyes and directing the attention. Now that's a concentration practice that involves the eyes. And that's good. That's a good practice. Or if we just give the eyes a vacation and we say, okay, look, you're just going to float. You don't have to move. You don't have to focus. You can just relax. You can just rest. You don't even have to be eyes. You can just be these kind of two beautiful spherical orbs just sort of hanging out there. Two beach balls floating on the quiet sea. So just so you know that you have these options, and I'm not going to tell you how to do it because it may be different tomorrow from today for you. But you have options. Moving the eyes is associated with mental activity, and just letting the eyes rest is associated more with kind of just open awareness. We want to drop our attention down into the belly and make sure it's very, very relaxed, very loose. And the spine is upright and the chest is open. And that means that the shoulder blades maybe are just pulled back just a touch. Anyway, the chest is open, the chin is dropped down so a little bit so that the throat is open. And the movement of the abdominal muscles is bringing in the air and expressing it out. And the lungs are filling and emptying, but the power comes from the abdomen. Okay, now with the out breath, I'm just going to begin and just move the air going out through the vocal cords. It doesn't have to be loud. It doesn't have to be anything. It can be long or short, quiet or loud, deep or shallow. So we're producing this sound through the intention of our mind. we're consuming the sound by hearing it and by feeling it. This isn't your sound, this is just sound. Just notice the sensations. And notice the rhythm. The sound alternates with silence, doesn't it? The sound activates the felt sense. So there's a very slow rhythm of in-breath and out-breath, of silence and sound. And there's a much faster rhythm of the vibration of the sound that can be felt in the body. And with the out breath, noticing the vibration in the body, let's extend that vibration out in all directions from the body. The whole body is vibrating. The air around the body is vibrating. With the out breath, the sound moves out. And let's incorporate breathing the stars. So the in breath, we're breathing in air and light. The light fills the torso. With the out breath, we're breathing out sound and air, and we're breathing the light out in all directions. When the sound stops, the vibration continues. The vibration of the chi, of the energy, due to your intention and your vocal cords, is molded into the form of sound. When the sound stops, the vibrating energy is still there. It's there throughout the in-breath, the silence, and it's there throughout the out-breath, the sound. The sound is bringing the whole body into vibrational harmony with the life force energy that's everywhere within and around it. And notice also the mind. What is the quality of the mind during the in-breath and the out-breath, the humming? Is the mind vibrating along with the breath, along with the humming? Is the mind vibrating along with the energy, the life force energy? The whole body is consuming what your intention is producing. Now let's let the breath get more subtle and let the humming become more subtle. Check out the posture, the vertical axis. With every out breath, releasing, letting go, coming into harmony, body and mind in harmony. Harmony with the in-breath that's silent. And let the humming become very subtle. Until it's just the vibration, the tingling, the felt sense of the sound. How is the body? How is the mind? All right, let's take a few more breaths. And just notice how you feel, how's your body, how's your breath? What's the mood or the state of the mind? We just produced an experience with our mind, with our intention, and the heart, that is the mind body, then consumed that experience, which enabled it to release, to relax, to let go. And really just to be one with the energy, whether it's the thought energy, the energy of intention, the sound, energy in the body, whatever it is, just to embody that. Okay, and when you're ready, go ahead and clap our hands one time. 1, 2, 3. We're going to massage the eyes. You can also massage the temples. And comb back the hair. And so, what is the heart, what is the body consuming here? What is it getting from this? Well, it's getting attention. It's getting that it's cared for. Okay. Well, I will now come forward, and this time I'll remember to turn off the recording for our questions and comments. So, okay.